Have you ever felt like you were a Siamese twin with your computer? For many of us who are now merged with our technology, I'd like to talk about some ways that we can create a more holistic relationship with this other part of ourselves. Over the years, we have become more and more connected, and I was in hunched over, awkward positions, my body was out of alignment, and eventually the pain in my back and in my neck became so bad that I had to create an alternative to the sedentary lifestyle that I was quickly becoming a part of. These prototypes, they're still rough, are the result of me trying to bring movement into the workflow with computers, to be able to be in as many positions as possible while staying comfortably connected to the computer. I was one of those fidgety kids. I was always tipping back in my chair and I was trying to balance on two legs, and I'd forgotten about that habit until recently when this design emerged. I'm going to pull this out here. This was designed to create active sitting, and it reduces the stress of gravity on the body. It keeps the spine from compressing, takes weight off of the neck. I'm going to show you how this works. This now allows me to tip way back, and it's fun. It engages the legs and the core muscles, and this movement speeds up metabolism and burns calories. and this rhythmic rocking even balances the hemispheres of the brain in what's called oscillation stimulation. And this gets us in the zone. It's an impulse that goes back to our early beginnings because movement is critical to our brain's development. This is the Willow Stand, and this uses counterweights and springs to be able to fluidly move into a wide range of positions so that you can go from a standing position into a squatting position, kind of like a martial artist, all the way into sitting positions on the floor and different positions for bringing back bends and different stretches into the body. And this smaller desk here is used for floor stretches, being able to bring hip openers and also back bends into the workflow. So, just get this out of the way. Throughout our evolutionary history, our survival depended on our ability to move. We were on our feet. We were walking miles over complex terrain and looking for food. And to become better at getting food, we used tools. And those tools were extensions of ourselves, and we moved with them. And they eventually became so sophisticated that we were able to almost completely engineer the need for movement out of our lives. We can now just wiggle a couple of fingers and have a pizza handed to us. It's wonderful. I love pizza, but unfortunately, all of the sitting is killing us. There are people out there who are running on treadmills and bouncing on balls while working at their desks, but the average American is spending 9.3 hours per day sitting, and that's mostly in front of a screen. We weren't designed for this. If you sit 6+ hours per day, you're 40% more likely to die within 15 years than someone who sits less than 3 hours per day. And that's even if you exercise. And if you sit long enough, your butt muscles can forget how to fire. That's right, it's called Gluteal Amnesia, and it's a funny name. It's a terrible thing to have happen. These are the largest muscles in the body, the biggest fat burners, and even if we're just trying to get up off of the couch and get over to the refrigerator, we gotta have these. So even if you're sitting in the most ergonomically designed position possible, staying in any one position for extended periods is extremely harmful. According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, repetitive strain injuries are the nation's most common and most costly healthcare problem. It affects hundreds of thousands of American workers, and it costs more than $20 billion a year in workers' compensation. It's scary, but this is good news. And this is exciting because it's so simple and it's so natural. Just by bringing short bursts of movement into our daily lives, we can actually become more fit than if we went to the gym every day for an hour. Plus it saves time, and you don't have to feel anxious or guilty about not going to the gym. And it was a big relief for me because I never liked going to the gym anyways. So how? Just taking the stairs. That's the obvious one. Walking briskly through the malls, running your errands. And then when you get back to your desk, wiggling your legs. Even simple movements for 15 minutes a day increase longevity. You can raise your arms and roll your wrists in between thoughts. You can even bust out a little dance move while you're simultaneously shooting out an email. These movements will increase longevity. Movement enhances our memory because learning experienced kinesthetically is more likely to stick. Movement also can increase our concentration because it releases endorphins that help us to organize our thoughts and block out distractions, like that. Their movement also increases our energy level and improves our mood because it releases those feel-good chemicals in our body. We have made quantum leaps in the evolution of our technology, but the furniture that we're using for that technology really hasn't changed very much. So I believe it's time for innovating new ways of working in the office and to create dynamic physical connections between ourselves and our computers. Thank you.